Every negative thought in your mind right now is like a ticking time bomb. And the scariest part? You don't even know it's there. Right now, as you're watching this, your brain is racing through approximately 35,000 thoughts. That's not just a number. It's a constant hum of activity happening behind the scenes. But here's the unsettling truth. Most of those thoughts aren't working for you. They're slowly, quietly dismantling your happiness, your focus, and even your future. Here's how it works. Negative thoughts don't just sit idle. They multiply. Like a virus, one toxic idea can branch into hundreds of others, creating a cascade effect. Think of it like a single spark in a dry forest. What starts as a flicker can quickly ignite an uncontrollable wildfire. That little self-doubt about your abilities is not just a fleeting moment. Could morph into hesitation, procrastination, and eventually a belief that you're destined to fail. And the worst part? You might not even notice. Your brain is wired for patterns. It's how it keeps you alive. But this same mechanism can turn against you when negativity becomes the default setting. Once a negative thought takes root, your mind's automatic replay system kicks in. It replays those destructive ideas over and over, like a song stuck on repeat. Each time this happens, your brain reinforces the pathway for that thought, making it easier for it to surface again. It's not just a mental habit, it's a literal rewiring of your brain. Now, let's talk about the price you're paying for these invisible saboteurs. Every single negative thought drains your mental energy. Think of your mind like a smartphone. Every app you open, whether it's stress, fear, or worry, eats up your battery life. Over time, you're left exhausted, distracted, and unmotivated, often without understanding why. And it doesn't stop there. Research shows that chronic negative thinking alters your brain chemistry. It increases stress hormones like cortisol, affecting not just your mental well-being but your physical health too. Headaches, insomnia, even weakened immunity. These can all trace back to those harmless thoughts you let linger. But here's the kicker. Negative thoughts don't just affect your body and mind. They shape your reality. What you focus on grows. If your mental lens is clouded with self-doubt, fear, and resentment, your decisions, actions, and relationships suffer. You might be thinking, this sounds overwhelming, and it is. But the first step to breaking free is awareness. By identifying this silent assassin in your mind, you've already begun the process of taking back control. That random worry you had last Tuesday, it's still running in your mind's background, sabotaging everything you do. Your mind is like a factory, constantly churning out thoughts. But not all production lines are helpful. In fact, many of them are toxic, working overtime to amplify the negative. That fleeting moment of insecurity you felt last week, it didn't disappear when you pushed it aside. It settled in, quietly operating in the background, influencing how you think, act, and even feel today. But why does the mind seem to cling so tightly to negativity? The answer lies in evolution. Our ancestors lived in environments where survival depended on spotting danger. A rustling in the bushes could mean a predator, so the brain evolved to prioritize threats over everything else. While this was a lifesaver in the wild, in today's world, it's like an overzealous alarm system, reacting to perceived threats that don't actually exist. And here's where it gets darker. Your mind doesn't just notice negative events. It amplifies them. You might have 10 positive experiences in a day, but one negative interaction will dominate your thoughts. Why? Because the brain is wired to replay those moments, attempting to solve the problem or prevent it from happening again. But instead of solving anything, you end up stuck in a mental loop. This amplification creates hidden triggers that quietly influence your decisions. Imagine this: you're working on an important goal, but a single worry from your past, something as small as a criticism you received years ago, sneaks into your thought process. You hesitate, second-guess yourself, and suddenly, the path forward seems impossible. These triggers don't announce themselves. They just sabotage you in silence. And it's not just abstract worries. Real-life stories show how destructive unchecked thought patterns can be. Take Sarah, a high-achieving professional who started doubting her abilities after a single harsh comment from a colleague. That one moment spiraled into anxiety, affecting her confidence at work, her relationships, and even her health. By the time she recognized the issue, the damage was already done. The scary part? You don't even realize this is happening. Your brain hides these patterns so well that they feel like reality. But here's the truth. They're not. They're just habits, mental grooves your brain has fallen into. And like any habit, they can be broken. Acknowledging your mental poison factory is the first step. It's not about judging yourself for having negative thoughts. It's about recognizing how they operate in the shadows, influencing every part of your life. Once you understand this, you can begin the process of shutting down those toxic production lines for good. What if I told you your biggest enemy lives in your mind and works 24/7 against you? Deep inside your mind lies a battleground, a place where every negative thought, fear, and doubt takes root and grows. This is your subconscious, a vast and mysterious part of your brain that silently influences nearly every decision you make. And the truth? Is working against you more often than you realize. Negative thoughts don't just exist on the surface. They burrow deep into your subconscious, where they take on a life of their own. Think of your subconscious as a vast storage unit. Every experience you've had, good or bad, gets filed away. But here's the catch. Your subconscious doesn't differentiate between what's helpful and what's harmful. It holds onto trauma, fears, and insecurities as tightly as it does positive memories. Now, let's explore how these buried thoughts hijack your brain. Imagine trying to focus on a new goal, like building a healthier lifestyle or pursuing a dream. Consciously, you're all in. But beneath the surface, your subconscious is running a different program. It remembers every failed attempt, every moment of self-doubt, and every time you told yourself, "I'm not good enough." Those memories create resistance. Suddenly, your motivation fades, your confidence dwindles, and you're left wondering why progress feels so hard. And this isn't just mental, it's biological. Negative thoughts leave traces in your neural pathways. Every time you replay a worry or fear, your brain strengthens the connection for that thought. It's like carving a deeper groove in a record. Over time, these grooves become so well-worn that your brain defaults to them without you even realizing it. This is why negative thinking can feel automatic, almost unavoidable. But here's where it gets even trickier. Positive thinking alone doesn't solve the problem. You can't just tell yourself to think happy thoughts and expect your subconscious to fall in line. Why? Because your subconscious doesn't respond to surface-level commands. It operates on a deeper level, shaped by repetition, emotion, and belief. Consider this. Have you ever tried to convince yourself you're confident, only to feel like a fraud? That's your subconscious fighting back. It remembers all the times you doubted yourself, and it holds onto those moments like evidence in a courtroom. To truly change, you need to address the root cause, not just the symptoms. This battle isn't something you can see, but its effects are everywhere. It's in the way you hold back from opportunities, the way you react to challenges, and even the way you see yourself in the mirror. Winning this battle starts with recognizing that your subconscious isn't your enemy. It's just misguided. By bringing these hidden thoughts into the light, you can begin to rewrite the script your subconscious has been following. The good news? You don't need to fight this battle alone. Tools, techniques, and strategies exist to help you retrain your mind and take back control of the battleground. There's a kill switch for negative thoughts. But 99% of people never find it. Negative thoughts don't just disappear on their own. They linger, multiply, and become ingrained patterns. Breaking free from this toxic cycle requires more than hope. It demands action. And the first step? Recognizing that you hold the power to intercept these thoughts before they take over. Your mind operates like a feedback loop. A single negative thought triggers a reaction, stress, fear, or self-doubt. That reaction reinforces the thought, making it stronger and harder to ignore. Over time, This cycle becomes automatic, making it feel like you're trapped in an endless mental storm. But here's the truth. The loop can be broken. The first strategy is a simple yet transformative three-step system. Catch, challenge, and change. 1. Catch the thought. The moment you notice a negative thought creeping in, stop and identify it. Don't let it hide in the shadows. Ask yourself, what am I thinking right now and why? Awareness is the first line of defense. 2. Challenge the thought. Once you've caught the thought, question its validity. Is it based on facts or assumptions? Is it helping you or harming you? Often, you'll find that the thought has no real foundation. It's just a fear or insecurity dressed up as truth. 3. Change the narrative. Replace the negative thought with a more constructive one. For example, instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, reframe it to, I'm learning and improving every day. This isn't about blind positivity. It's about shifting your focus to something empowering and realistic. But sometimes you need something more immediate, an emergency protocol for those spiraling moments when negativity feels overwhelming. Here's one unusual but powerful technique, the stop and redirect method. When a negative thought starts to take over, say stop out loud or in your mind, and physically redirect your focus. Stand up, move to another room, or focus on a sensory activity like running your fingers over a textured surface. These small actions interrupt the loop and create space for you to reset. Detoxing your mind from toxic thoughts isn't just about stopping the negative. It's about replacing it with something better. Practices like mindfulness and gratitude journaling are incredible tools for this. By focusing on the present moment or listing things you're grateful for, you can shift your brain's focus away from negativity and start building positive mental pathways. But let's be honest. This process takes time and effort. Negative thoughts are persistent, and they don't give up easily. That's why consistency is key. The more you practice intercepting and redirecting these thoughts, the easier it becomes. Over time, you're not just breaking the cycle, you're rewiring your brain to think differently. And here's the most encouraging part. Every time you take control of a toxic thought, you're reclaiming a piece of your power. Each small victory adds up, creating a ripple effect in your life. Your relationships improve, your confidence grows, and you start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. The kill switch for negative thoughts isn't a secret. It's a skill, and it's one that anyone, including you, can learn. Your mind came with a user manual. Nobody showed it to you until now. Your mind is the most powerful tool you own. But here's the catch. Most people go through life without ever learning how to use it effectively. It's like trying to operate a high-tech machine without reading the instructions. The good news? You can reset and rewire your mental operating system, and it's simpler than you might think. Let's start with the science. Your brain has something called neuroplasticity, which is its ability to rewire itself. This means that no matter how deep your negative thought patterns are, they're not permanent. You can reshape them, rebuild them, and replace them with healthier, more empowering ones. One of the most effective ways to trigger this reset is through strange but powerful exercises. Take, for example, the visual rewrite technique. Here's how it works. When a negative memory or thought arises, close your eyes and imagine it as a scene playing out in your mind. Now rewrite it. Change the colors, shrink it down, or even imagine it dissolving into thin air. This may sound unusual, but it taps directly into your brain's neural pathways, helping to weaken the grip of negative memories. Another proven method is the gratitude anchor. Each morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. These don't have to be life-changing. They can be as simple as a warm cup of coffee or a kind word from a friend. Gratitude is a powerful disruptor of negativity because it forces your brain to focus on what's working instead of what's not. And over time, it builds what scientists call mental immunity, making it harder for negativity to take hold. But rewiring your mind isn't just about exercises. It's about creating new daily habits. Consider the power of mindfulness. When you take even 5 minutes a day to sit quietly and focus on your breathing, you're training your brain to stay present. This simple practice reduces the noise of negative thoughts and creates space for clarity and calmness to emerge. Then there's the concept of positive priming. Before starting your day or tackling a challenging task, take a moment to visualize a positive outcome. Picture yourself succeeding, feeling confident, and handling any obstacles with ease. This primes your brain for success, making it more likely to find solutions and opportunities throughout the day. It's also essential to watch what you consume, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your thoughts. Surround yourself with uplifting content, inspiring people, and even a physical space that feels calm and energizing. Think of it as building a fortress of positivity around your mind. Rewiring your mental operating system isn't an overnight process. It's a journey, a commitment to showing up for yourself every single day. And while the changes might feel small at first, they add up in ways you can't even imagine. Suddenly, your mind becomes a place of strength, clarity, and resilience instead of a battleground for self-doubt and negativity. Your brain came with a user manual. It's called intention, awareness, and consistent action. And now you have the tools to use it. Transform your biggest mental weakness into your secret weapon. What if the very patterns that once sabotaged you could become the key to your greatest strength? It's not just possible, it's inevitable when you take charge of your mind. Your negative thoughts, fears, and doubts aren't here to define you. They're raw materials waiting to be reshaped into tools for transformation. Let's start with an advanced technique called thought alchemy. This method involves turning your mental weaknesses into superpowers. Here's how it works. The next time you catch yourself in a spiral of self-doubt or fear, pause and ask yourself, what is this thought trying to teach me? Instead of fighting the negativity, you mine it for insight. Fear often points to areas of growth. Doubt reveals where you need more clarity. When you approach your thoughts with curiosity instead of resistance, they lose their power to harm you and instead become your greatest teachers. The benefits of mastering your thoughts are profound. When you gain mental clarity, you're no longer distracted by the noise of negativity. You can focus on what truly matters, make decisions with confidence, and navigate challenges with ease. This clarity extends beyond your mind. It transforms your relationships, your work, and even your physical health. Take the story of David, an entrepreneur who once struggled with crippling self-doubt. Every time he faced a major decision, his mind flooded with what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. But instead of letting these thoughts paralyze him, he started using thought alchemy. He saw his doubts as opportunities to prepare better, anticipate challenges, and refine his plans. Over time, what once felt like sabotage became his competitive edge. To truly harness this transformation, you need a personalized action plan. Start by identifying your most persistent negative thoughts. Write them down. Seeing them on paper takes away some of their power. Next, create a counter-strategy for each thought. If your mind says, "I'm not capable," respond with evidence of your past successes. If it says, "This will never work," challenge it with proof that you've overcome challenges before. This isn't about ignoring reality. It's about choosing which version of reality you want to focus on. Another powerful tool is mental reframing. This involves shifting your perspective on a challenge. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, view them as stepping stones. For example, a failure isn't the end. It's feedback, a lesson that points you toward a better path. When you train your mind to see setbacks as opportunities, you unlock a resilience that few people ever achieve. But perhaps the most rewarding part of this transformation is the unexpected benefits. As you master your thoughts, you'll notice a ripple effect. Your creativity will flourish because your mind isn't bogged down by negativity. Your relationships will deepen because you'll approach them with clarity and intention. And your confidence will soar as you realize that nothing, not even your own mind, can hold you back anymore. This journey from sabotage to superpower isn't just about eliminating negativity. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that you may have never thought possible. A version that thrives, grows, and transforms every challenge into an opportunity. Your mind is your greatest asset, and now you have the tools to make it work for you, not against you. Your next thought could change everything. The question is, will you let it destroy you, or will you take control? Every thought you have carries power. Power to shape your life, define your choices, and determine your future. For too long, we've let negative patterns run unchecked, silently sabotaging our progress and happiness. But now, you're armed with the knowledge, tools, and strategies to take control of your mind like never before. This isn't about achieving perfection or banishing every negative thought. That's not realistic, and it's not the goal. The goal is mastery. Learning to intercept the thoughts that hold you back and transform them into fuel for growth. Imagine waking up each day knowing you're no longer a prisoner of your own mind. Instead, you're the architect, consciously designing a life that reflects your truest potential. Remember, this journey isn't linear. There will be days when negativity sneaks back in, days when old patterns resurface. But every time you recognize a toxic thought and choose to challenge it, you're building mental strength. Over time, those small victories compound, creating a profound shift in the way you think, feel, and act. Think of your mind as a garden. Left untended, weeds will grow. But when you cultivate it with care, planting seeds of positivity, awareness, and intention, it transforms into a place of beauty and abundance. And here's the most empowering part. No one else can do this for you. This is your garden, your responsibility, and your opportunity. As you move forward, take this with you. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer, the creator, the one who decides which thoughts to nurture and which to let go of. The power has always been in your hands, you just needed a guide to show you the way. Your mind is your greatest tool, your most valuable asset, and your most loyal ally when you treat it with care. The question isn't whether you have the ability to change, it's whether you'll make the choice to start now. Because here's the truth, your next thought really could change everything. The question is, will you let it destroy you, or will you take control?